Good morning, children. So, in the last class, we studied about classification of plants. Okay. Once again, I want to recall you that mainly that animals are classified into two. Okay. That is vertebrates and invertebrates. Then vertebrates are again classified into warm-blooded animals and cold-blooded animals. Okay. Then invertebrates again classified into based upon the presence of legs, animals having jointed legs and animals having without legs. Okay, so today we move on to see the classification of plants. Okay, so see here I show you that mind map for you. Okay, first one that classified plants are classified into two types. Okay, depends upon the flowers. So first one is flowering plant and another one is non-flowering plant. Okay, plants are classified into two, flowering plants and non-flowering plants. Flowering plants means it can produce seeds. That plants they are having the capability to produce seeds means it is said to be flowering plants. The next one is non-flowering plants. Non-flowering plants means there is no seed production. Okay, it can't produce any seeds. Okay, this is the base classification of plants. So first we are going to see that is non-flowering plants. Okay, non-flowering plants means it's again classified into three. That is algae, mosses and fens. Okay, we can see that fens, that crotons, that and all comes under what? Fens type. Okay, so non-flowering plants again classified into three: algae, mosses and fens. Then come to flowering plants means it is again classified into two: gymnosperms and angiosperms. Okay, so first we are going to see that classification of this non-flowering plants. Okay, so the first one is algae. Right, so what are the general characteristics of algae? The main general characteristics of algae is that is it has not well differentiated plant body. That is for a complete plant it have stems, roots, leaves, that and all we need no. But come to algae means we are not able to differentiate. This is the root part of the plant. This is the stem part of the plant. This is the leaf. We are not able to differentiate the plant body. Okay, so the main character of this main general character of this algae is we are it does not have a well differentiated root system and shoot system. Okay, then they are predominantly aquatic. Okay, we can see in aquatic places only algae. We can see in aquatic places only. Then it may be a unicellular or multicellular. That is, it have only one cellular. Otherwise, it may have more than one cells. Okay, so these are the general characteristics of algae. So the correct example for one example given in your bookmark, that is Kara. Okay, Kara is an example for algae. These are the general properties of general characteristics of algae. Okay, next one is mosses. So come to mosses means like algae, this also does not have any well differentiated root and shoot system. Okay, so we are not able to find that classify that root system and shoot system like algae. Okay, then this mosses they are water living plants. They need some moisture for their life cycle. Okay, for their life cycle it needs some water or moisture. So they are water living plants. So they are referred to, it can live both land and water. So it can refer to as amphibious plants. Amphi means water too. Okay, so they need some water for their life cycle, so it said to be amphibious plants. Okay, the general that important characteristics of this mosses is they do not have any specialized vascular tissues because plants have some specialized vascular tissues, no xylem and phloem. For the conduction of water and minerals we need that tissues, okay, vascular tissues, but this mosses does not have that specialized vascular tissues, that is it does not have any xylem and phloem. Example for mosses in your book funaria given, okay. The next one is ferns,